Now, talking about fundamentals of graphic design is like talking about, okay, what are the ingredients that are needed for me to be able to cook jollof rice, Nigeria jollof rice? That's exactly what we're talking about here. So, fundamentals of graphic designs are talking about the nitty-gritties that you need to put in place for you to be able to, create a design, either as a beginner or as a professional. So if I'm to make a Nigeria jollof rice, I definitely know that I will be needing groundnut oil, I'll be needing chicken or beef, I'll be needing some other ingredients like that. I don't want to mention them. I don't know to don't know the ingredients. So the fundamentals of graphic design is talking about those nitty gritty that you need to have, that you need to understand, that you need to know in order for you to be able to create a beautiful design. And that is what we're going to be discussing. So graphic design is basically the art of visual communication. That's why they say graphic designers are also visual artists. So it's just like the art of visual communication through the combination of shapes, image, text, and colors to create a beautiful design that passes a message. Have you ever been passing by a roadside and you just see one flyer, and because of the way the flyer is looking, you just want to pick it up and see what the flyer is talking about? The flyer has been designed in a way that it captures the attention of the audience. So that if you see from far, this flyer is looking beautiful, something like that. So the fundamentals of graphic design is what I'm going to be introducing you guys to just now in less than how many minutes? Now, going by the fundamentals of graphic design, the first thing is that you need to understand the elements of design. And what are the elements of design? We have line, shape, and color. These are the three most important elements of design. There may be other elements, but these three are like very important. Line can be used to create structure, movement, and visual interest in design. You can basically use line to create anything from patterns to backgrounds to basically most things. Line is involved. Even in text, lines are involved. So it is used to create like the structure of a design or the movement of a design to make it more visually interesting. Now, when it comes to shape, shape in design is like the basic part of the design. There's no way that you want to design that you will not make use of one or two shapes. It can be cycle shape, it can be um rectangle and the rest. Let me just show you that just briefly. Now, this is a shape. This is something like a shape. This is something like a shape. And if I draw this, I've drawn a shape. If I click on this and I draw this, I've also drawn a shape. So this shape is used in a way that makes your design more visually appealing. And for example, me, I use shape for so many things. In fact, I use shape to create like light. You know this light effect. I use shape to create it. Now, color. Color is 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 one of the most important thing as an element of graphic design. Color has the power to evoke emotion, set mood, and guide the viewer's eye. Now, I was passing by Chicken Republic. I was passing by Chicken Republic like 2 weeks ago. Was it 2 days ago rather? I was passing by Chicken Republic, and when I was passing by with bike, I just look at the Chicken Republic. I don't really need to look twice before I know that it's Chicken Republic because you will see their color, which is red, orange, and white. I think red, orange, and white. Those kind of color, if you look at it, you'll be like, let me just go inside the Chicken Republic and take a grab. Take a maybe a bucket wings and eat, something like that. So those kind of visually appealing design tends to draw attention. It tends to make the organization last the test of time, and it tends to build trust within you and the audience. Take Coca-Cola for example. Coca-Cola. Whenever you see Coca-Cola, you imagine red and white. Whenever you are thinking MTN, you imagine yellow. That's why they say yellow. Whenever you think glow, you imagine green. Whenever you think Airtel, you imagine red. Those kind of brand that have stick to their color, that have stick to their logo, that have stick to their identity. That is what we call brand identity that lasts the test of time. So line, shape, color are the three elements under design that you must take note of. Now, the next one is the principle of design. The first one is balance. Balance. Some people will say life no balance, but your design has to be balanced even if life no balance. Your design has to be balanced. It's a balanced design that can actually achieve visual equilibrium within the society. And what do I mean balanced? It means your design must be able to communicate properly. If you see some kind of design and where they are supposed to be using a particular color that relates, let's say for example, we're talking about health. No, no, no. Let's say we're talking about green environment. You know those green advocacy stuff. We're talking about green energy. Yes. If we're talking about green energy, the color we are supposed to use for a design of energy has to be green related colors. Green related colors. Those green related colors, green, white colors. But let's say we're talking about green energy and somebody is using red for green energy. Bros, calm down. So there's a need to achieve balancing in design. And the next thing is hierarchy under the principle of design. Hierarchy. In Marine Kingdom, we have hierarchy safe in Marine Kingdom. We have the queen mother and the subordinates. So in design, we also have hierarchy. And hierarchy means what we see first, what you want to communicate first. For example, if you see, what will I give as example? What will I give as example? Hi. Okay. For example, let me use a human being as example. If you see a human being, the first thing that you will see in a human being, I think that should be the face. The first thing you will see is the face. When you see the person's face, you will now be looking at the body. Ah, see how this guy they were casting in leg. So the face, you look at the face first because the face is projecting to you. So in a design, let me just give you an example. In a design, when it comes to a design, for example, this, if you look at this, the first thing your eye goes to is invasion. Invasion. In fact, this thing is invading me already. It's invasion because the design has been made in a hierarchical order in a way that the invasion comes first. This is the main point of discussion, the theme of the program. The invasion comes first. You say, this is invasion by who? By youth church. Who is part of the people? Okay, these are the three parts of the people. This is how you get or capture the attention of the audience. The hierarchy has to do with what you are going to project first, project second, project third. So in a nutshell, hierarchy is the arrangement of your text, or rather the whole design, in a way that your design is properly arranged and it communicates faster to the audience. Because faster communication means faster business, you know what I mean? So contrast. Contrast has to do with the difference in size, difference in color, difference in texture to create a visual interest. Now let me give you an example. For example, now you see Chicken Republic. Chicken Republic, they make use of white, yellow, and red. You can see the difference in color. But this difference in color are in harmony for food. These are food color. Food color. There's no way that you see red in a restaurant that you not want to, go whack. These are food color. And this difference in color that is in harmony to the organization identity is what boosts the organization identity and makes a faster transaction for the organization. So when you are doing when you are creating a design, there's a need for you to think outside the box. There's a need for you to understand what color is associated to this brand. What color could be associated to this brand? What color is best associated to this brand? From the texture, then the size. The difference in size is talking about this. For example, this is what I just showed you now. This is the difference. The difference in size of this one is different from that of the date and the rest. This is the main point of discussion, or should I say the main point of view, which is invasion. The difference in size of here is different from the size of here. So everything cannot be the same. Everything has to be in a manner of visual interest. Now, repetition. Repeating design element to create unity and consistency. Like I said before, to maintain a brand identity, there's a need for them to have this thing that belongs to them. If you see MTN, yellow belongs to them. You just be like saying I didn't get am. When you see somebody wearing yellow, say you yeah, I don't they work for MTN? No, no. So there's a need for you to keep this identity. Coca-Cola red, they have this identity. Because when you see red and you see something like C, you say even if they no write am like the way they write am, you dey reason whether na Coca-Cola. That is repetition. On to the next. Typography. Like I said before, type or text is an important part of the element of design. Why is it important? Because I'm going to read it. What are you trying to communicate? I'm going to read what you're trying to communicate. I would like to know the account number. I would like to read the account number. I would like to have the digit. You know what I'm saying? So there are varieties of of uh, of understanding of font. There's a need for you to be able to understand how to use font before you use it. There's a need for you to be able to know which font fits best, because it's not every font that can go into a design. You cannot be talking about design about health and you are using a font that's looking like danger. What's going on, bros? So the first thing, font family. We have font family, different font family. For example, if you can say, okay, in a family of my family, my Jola family, we have people that are tall, we have people that are slim, we have people that are fat, we have people that are short. That is like font family. We can have something like Montserrat slim, Montserrat bold, Montserrat italic and bold, italic and slim, and the rest is a font family, and font can easily be downloaded by just Google searching. Once you know the name of the font, and to know the name of the font, in case you have the picture of a font, you know the name of the font, you can just download an app on your Play Store or Apple Store. The name of the app is What's the Font, for you to easily be able to search for font by picture. Now, we have kerning and tracking. Kerning and tracking has to do with the spacing between your individual letters. For example, if you look at this, you will see the spacing between this theme. I purposely did this in order to, accommodate a little bit of space, or should I say white spacing in the design. Because if I should bring it together, I will either want to keep it by the side. But since I want to keep it here, I just decide to, widen it a little bit. But the spacing between your text is very important. If this invasion is the main point of discussion, I cannot just widen it like the way I just widen this thing here. I cannot just widen it. So since this is the main point of the discussion, there's a need for you to understand how you can manage this font. As you can see, this font here is just a 3D font that I just created. So what I'm trying to say is that kerning and tracking has to do with the way you manage the space between individual letters. If you look at this now, there are some people that if you type something, they can just stretch it. You see, this thing has automatically been distorted. It has been it's even communicating in a bad manner to me, to show that these people aren't professional in any way. So kerning and tracking has to do with how you manage your font. If you are designing, don't stretch your font from the side. Do not stretch your font from the side. If you want to increase the font, stretch it from the edge, rather. Stretch it from the edge, any part of the edge. Anytime I see my students stretching their font from the side, I knock you. Honestly, I knock them from the head. Why will you stretch your font from the side? What is wrong with you? Anytime you want to stretch your font, you stretch it from the edge and not from the side. Stretching it from the side will distort the font and make it look very, very unprofessional. Now, hierarchy. In font, in writing too, or in text rather, there's a need for hierarchy. You can see, like I said before, the main point of discussion here is inversion. And you can see that the difference between these fonts here and inversion is different. There is clear differences, and the differences is in sizes. Differences is in sizes, as you can see, and even the name of the people that are coming, the differences are in their size. That is what it means by hierarchy. So it be like say this one are the boss, After this one, we be boss, and this one can be second in command. That is hierarchy. So second in command no fit big pass who be boss normally. So readability is very important. You cannot put a tiny font and expect people to be able to read it. They'll just drop your work. I saw a flyer one time, a printed flyer, and I carried it. I was trying to check the number, the contact number, and I was not able to see it properly. I just dropped the flyer. I said, "Bros, don't kill me. I don't get 5i." Readability is very important. Very important to manage your font in a proper way that will be able to read it whether on social media or as a printed copy. Now, okay, the next thing is layout and composition. This layout and composition is not that difficult. In a nutshell, let me just explain everything, all these 3 points in a nutshell. These 3 points in a nutshell is trying to say, guy, your design make e no jam pack together. There's a need for you to manage it in a way that the thing no dey jam pack. If you look at this design now, nothing jam pack together. This design doesn't have much content. Doesn't have much content on it, but if you look at this design, you will know that the thing no jam pack together. There's space between renewal and present, and there's space between present and worship experience, and there's space between worship experience and theme. Make the space no too much and make the space no too small. That is what it means. Why spacing is it spacing between the content of your design. They must not be jam-packed, they must not be climbing all over each other. That is what it means. Now, the next thing is branding and identity. Now, you are going to be a graphic designer. There's a need for you to, set yourself in a way that, oh, I'm a graphic designer. I'm associated with this color personally, not personally, you know, we say they put the color of a person work. I'm associated with this color, people know you as a smart graphic designer. Maybe your brand name will be smart graphic designer. And you're associated with this color, you're associated with this particular logo. And you're also associated with this kind of work. That is what it means by branding and identity. Logo design. Create a distinctive logo that symbolizes or presents a company. You are going to start with yourself. Don't start with anybody. When you finish with these classes, start with yourself by creating your own identity. Have a unique logo. Create your own logo. Have a unique brand guideline. Establish a consistent visual language. Oh, like for me now, I'm associated with sunflower yellow. So whenever you see my own personal design, you must see sunflower yellow on it. Yellow family. Stop playing. Now, brand identity has to do with your own unique identity. So you have to start with your own first. When you're able to create your own brand identity, then you understand what it means to be able to create an identity for a company. That is what brand identity means. Now, trend and best practices. In graphic design, it evolves every day. Go see if they drop every time. You need to be able to be always consistent. In my phone or my laptop, I have what I call Pinterest. Plenty people they use am. People wey dey sew cloth dey use am. People wey dey do graphic design dey use am. People wey dey do exercise dey use am. Plenty people. I have what I call Pinterest. I used to check different designs that used to drop every time from different people. Me, I no dey drop design. I no get time. But I used to check Pinterest. I drop my design actually on my Instagram. But I used to check Pinterest, and when my Pinterest used to normally update me on notification, and I will see varieties of design. If I like some, I will just save it for future, for future, how will I call it, motivation purposes. So you have to follow trends in graphic design. You can follow trend from Instagram, from Pinterest. You can search for flyers associated with so, then you save it. And then from Pinterest, you can even get uh, inspiration for a particular type of graphic design that you want to create. So that will be the end for fundamentals of graphic design. See you in the next class. Don't play.